old king loved the queen too much, so when she died, he became insane. He wanted to marry his own daughter, because the queen had told the king before she died, if he took another wife, she had to be as beautiful as she was. With long blonde hair, the old king searched the whole country, but only the little princess fulfilled this condition. In order to escape this ridiculous marriage, the little princess made an almost impossible offer. She asked for 3 dresses that shone like the stars, the moon and the sun, and a cloak made of the skins of 1,000 animals. The king went out of his way to fulfill these demands. The little princess had no choice but to plan her escape from the palace, but during her escape, she was discovered by the king. In the midst of a heated argument, the castle burst into flames. The little princess escaped, but her appearance was completely changed. She lived in a cloak of animal skins for the rest of her life. In a cave deep in the forest, she met a prince from another kingdom. The prince took pity on her and brought her back to his castle. In the castle, she was given chores to do, because she always wore a cloak of animal skins. They called her the beast of 1,000 skins. Time passed quickly. The princess was attracted to the handsome prince, but she was afraid of what she'd been through, so she ran away. That day the prince held a grand ball. The princess saw all the people singing and dancing. She wanted to show off her beauty, so she put on the first dress she'd brought. When she pushed her way in, the stars in the sky paled in comparison. The prince was stunned. He asked the princess to dance with him. He asked her where she was from. The princess' heart immediately stung. The question caused the young princess to remember her father and the castle engulfed in flames. She ran away from the ball. The prince missed the princess. Soon another party was organized to dance with the prince again. The little princess changed into a gown that symbolized the moon. Once again, she caught the eye of the crowd. The prince was overjoyed. He asked her to dance again and asked her to marry him. However, the princess was unable to accept the prince's love due to her inner shadow. She chose to run away. The ministers urged the prince to marry one of the great princesses as soon as possible. A third ball was organized for the prince. The little princess was terrified. She changed into her last gown, which shone like the sun. She arrived at the door of the ballroom to see the prince dancing with other princesses. She was devastated. Back in the kitchen, she was asked to make soup for the prince and the future princess. In the process of making the soup, the young princess remembered the ring that the prince had praised her with and decided to throw it into the soup. Sure enough, the prince sent someone to bring the princess to her. The prince gently put on her gold ring and told her he didn't care who she was. It turns out, the prince had intended to reject the princess of the great nation. The little princess was touched. The prince lifted her cloak to reveal her beautiful face. Eventually, the princess married the prince. They lived happily ever after, working together in the kitchen.